Hello, boys and girls. My name is Koyoshi 1907 here, and welcome back to my 100%. Yeah, it's 200% walkthrough. Jeez, I need to really start correcting myself more. My 200% walkthrough of Metroid Prime Remastered for the Nintendo Switch 2. I know this is on the Switch 1 originally, but yeah, we're playing on the Switch 2 just because we can. In the last episode, we defeated what I effectively call the Big Rock Boy, better known as Fardus. Yeah, he was kind of a pushover, actually. He was kind of weak. Like I said, he's probably the easiest boss in probably this whole game. At least that is a main entry boss. I struggled a lot more with Fagera than I struggled with Fardus. Like, he was super easy to do. By the way, I know this takes a little bit longer, but I found out, oh, I just realized something. I might have to go through here anyways, because I never actually went back here. But I know there is a teleporter on the other side of this, except I don't know if we could skip it, so yeah, we will have to go through the maze at least one more time. Later on, though, we are going to be able to skip this. One thing that has changed, though, is as you can see, these mean she-goths are now in the main levels instead. They are extra annoying because they can, like, pound the ground or something, and it's just really annoying to deal with. It's made me fall a good too many times because for some reason, if they're on the ground when they move, they can make Samus jump automatically even though she hasn't pressed any buttons. Or rather, we haven't pressed any buttons yet. Anyways. Yeah. I have 21 missile expansions so far, by the way, because, yeah, we did get one a little bit earlier than the guide intended. We'll be catching up with the guide pretty soon. Just not right now. Okay. Now, the biggest difference while we're here is we no longer have to do the stupid puzzle. We can head for the spider ball stuff. I, however, probably will not be able to get up here with these super annoying pirates out here. So we're just going to super missile them down. Thankfully, the grouping actually worked pretty well, so our super missile hit both of them at the same time. That's always nice. By the way, sometimes if you defeat them with a later enemy, like the normal pirates in particular, sometimes the pirates will just go flying over to the side for no reason. That was real. Also, I just realized something. It's not like I could go there anyways. I need the friggin' grapple beam to even get there. But then... Oh, okay. You know what? Wait, I think we can actually go there. Yeah. The game guide that I have says you should go to the observatory and do some other shenanigans. But you can actually go the reverse way and it's slightly quicker. I've never actually done this before in a real one, though. So I wouldn't necessarily know how to do it. Oh, of course we have to deal with these jerks first, for some reason. They're here now. I'll just blow them up with supers, why the frick not? Alright, back over here we go. This is just to confirm in case, like, we have to go back through the other door again. We do have a save point before this, so we could go back if we need to. Well, so there's another spot where we could just climb back up, so I just realized we're not actually soft locked here at all. Now, I'm not too worried about this, so I might end up actually cutting a little bit of the travel, but only if this fails. I think, though, if I do this correctly, this will actually be faster than walking through the research lab again, because it takes a really long time to go through that. The main reason you want to go that way at all is because you could go a new secretive path instead, which we couldn't access before because we didn't even have the ice beam. But now we can go up here. And this leads to a whole new area. If we then just kind of move all over the place and go back here, we kind of zip to this whole area. And if we go back here, yeah, we're really just back where we started. See, look, we just skipped the whole research lab by doing that. If we need to get anything in research lab, we should just come back later. We need the plasma beam anyways for a different sip, so it makes more sense to do this. So, pro tip, guys, do it this way and you'll be fine. Also, I just realized Ice Parasite is admissible. Ice Shriek Bat is, but Ice Parasite isn't missable because you can just find it here instead. Only the ones inside the main first area, they're the only ones that actually disappear when you get that beam. Anyways, we need to go here first, because the other way is not going to really work at all. But other than that, we're on the way to get the gravity suit, and then we're going to get those other upgrades I mentioned. For one, though, if you miss the ice spiel, you can also just permanently get it here. So remember that, in case you miss the ice spiel here. But now it's time to get 2 new scans, the first of which is probably the more dangerous of the 2. Not that one. I'm actually going to freeze him first and then scan him, just so it's easier. This one's probably one of the most dangerous enemies, if you're not careful. It's the Hunter Metroid, a adult version of the Metroid. The other one we were meeting was just a baby. This is the actual main Metroid, and they're much more dangerous. They can drain your health even faster, and the other ones, they just kind of latch onto your head, but these ones, they can drain it regardless, and it's really hard to stop them once they've started. Okay, that did not work the first time, but that did work the second time. The main theme of this area is we're pretty much just shooting down all these random side doors in the middle of nowhere and going to each area. We are going to, however, stop at the save points. It's been a little while. It's also a new save point we haven't done yet. But yeah, other than that, we got the Scan Energy, Hunter Metroid, and Scan Energy Glider. And that is mainly why also we did that missile pack back in Hertz Lab Hydra when we did, because it's way faster to get it then than it is to get it any other time. I really love it, by the way. We have the ice beam that we're supposed to be using, and yet all these doors are just wave beam doors, so we'll probably just use wave beam for this whole area as a result. Now we have to deal with more of these stupid pirates again. If we did the trick we'd done earlier instead, I'm going to take them out the somewhat normal way. By somewhat normal, I mean mostly just 2 charge shots and a missile. That's the way I found to save the most time and still defeat them pretty fast. So, other than that, I'm just going to pause for a minute. I need to make sure my guide is correct. Okay, so now we are going to jump down here into this water. I'll go over here for a minute. Now we're going to scan this enemy. Just our first new enemy here, does Jet Zap, and that gave us 75% logbook completion. We are already almost done with that. We have only 25% more to go, and that's part of 200% done already. Too bad we won't be able to fully complete it until a lot later. The enemy was quite tight to my back there. Not great. So I just tried it just because I could. I didn't care for it, after all. There should be 2 more Hunter Metroids here. Oh, wait, that's right. They don't spawn in until later. I believe this is actually one of the official last areas where you can get stalactites. So if you did not get the stalactite research early on in the game, then you will not be able to get it later. Because they are permanently missable if you shoot them all down. You can save one and not shoot it down and scan it later if you choose to, though. Okay, I'm going to shoot that one. And, oh, there's not another one. Now we get to slowly move through this liquid. While we're actually fully submerged, we move really slow. Excuse me. Finally, that jet sap opened up. I was trying to get it to open up sooner. Oh, jeez. Hang on. Ugh, my nose is so itchy today. I hate when my nose itches like that. Alright. I forgot. Did we scan this enemy already, or did we not? Apparently not. Oh, it's all the way up here for some reason. Okay, we did scan it. Okay. I was just making sure. We can use this to help better locate the item, by the way, because it can be really hard to find stuff underwater. It's actually one of the few areas where you want to use. Get rid of him just so he doesn't bother me. And we can get the gravity suit finally. Actually only took about an hour fully from when I said that I wanted to have the gravity suit. And now we already have it unlocked. It's pretty quick, actually. And now, guess what? We get to go all the way back to the starting area again. Also, our vision and movement are no longer impaired in the liquid. Yeah, apparently not just the movement, but the vision is also impaired as well. I found it quite tough to see. By the way, ignore this weird weapon or... Oh, that I meant... What I meant to say was that missile. We actually need the grapple beam to get that, and we need the missiles to even open it up. It's a little tricky as a result. Also, now we're here. For some reason, now there are pirates here. They seem to hate that whenever we get a power-up, they're always right on our tail. And this is a cool skip. We just kind of fly past all of that with our foosball. Take out that particular net sap. No other reason. It's probably just annoying. The ice beam, however, will allow us to do a different strategy on the pirates. I forgot to mention, instead of doing that cheesy strategy we just did, and I mostly did it because they're pretty much dodge most of our attacks normally anyway, you can just freeze them and then use a missile. Basically like older Metroids. Freezing and then takes them out immediately. And now, instead of going through that stupid research center area again, also that's not even the correct area to go anyway. Never mind, I was thinking of something else. But anyways, instead of going back through that stupid research center again, we can just climb our way up this whole area again. The problem is, as you can see, I'm not actually the best at platforming, so I regularly fall down here a lot. Also, for some reason, this game has a weird quirk where if you haven't jumped exactly the right time and you're already falling, you cannot space jump for some reason, so Samus will just not jump as a result of that for some weird reason. It's dumb because we're trying to delay the jump so we can have enough height to make it up, but really hard to remember to do that because you might end up just wasting time. By the way, just like before, you could go through the research core again, but what's the point? We could just go all the way up top here. The only annoying part is reaching it up here takes a little bit longer, but it's very worth it, in my opinion. Oh, I still had the ice beam equipped. And now that secret shortcut we got earlier will now serve us handy, as we now have to head all the way back to Talon Overworld yet again. Now you've seen enough of this area already. Although, to be fair, it is one of the areas, I guess. But, like, otherwise, yeah, there's not a lot to see here otherwise. And quite a shocker, we have to go back literally the exact way we came again to get all the way back to Talon Overworld Rest. This is where I mentioned we're gonna start skipping the pirates now, because they are still pretty danky. No reason to really take them out fully until you get the plasma beam, which always takes them out right away. Okay, now we're not as worried about falling in the lava. Funnily enough, we were still able to double jump out before we had the gray suit, but now we have the gray suit, we can be really reckless now, because we take even less damage now. Also, sometimes going in the lava there is technically considered wickled, so it's, your jump height gets impaired even more. Because we have so much HP and so much other stuff we collected before, yeah, we can just skip that and just go for the lava again. And so we'll do the lava skip again. I think, casually, you are supposed to go up that beam. I just realized, yeah, there is a extra set of steps there anyways, just in case for some reason you fall. So that means you don't even need to use the Spire Ball anyway. You can just skip that entirely both times. That's a big time save to know for later, because that spiral tag is normally really long. It's only really there if you're like trying to go for no damage for some reason. And you can't physically make that jump even with the best boots, which of course the space jump is. Other than that, yeah, does this place look familiar? Sure does to me, because yeah, we've gone through here at least a few dozen times now. Metroid games are very much like this though. They like to make you go through the same areas multiple times just to get through the secrets. This time around, however, we'll be going through a completely different area with a lot more upgrades and also secrets. We don't have really enough missiles or HP stuff to warrant saving right now, so I'm just gonna probably... I guess we could save to just skip, just in case we, like, Nash or something, but I don't see the point in it. Yeah, we're gonna skip it. Alright, this looks tricky, but now we can't go the same way we came from before. We now have to either go underneath the water to get here, or we could just casually walk here instead. This was the area we skipped before, but now we have to actually go in here to progress the storyline, because this has another upgrade. In this case, it'll be actually required. Actually, I don't know if it's required for anything. This is just the easiest way to get to another secret, which will eventually lead us to another big main area of the whole game. Probably the hardest area, in fact. Before we go, though, we need to go in here and and grab this year missile expansion. If I can actually get it. There we go. There's maximum missile capacity increase yet again. Take out that jet sap. Then take out that other jet sap. Surprisingly, now we're here, there's not as much pirates anymore. Cleared out once we did specific things. My only confusion is where the heck do I go from here? I'm not used to going up from just here. Let me see. I knew how to get up there for sure, but I did not know how to get up. Actually, no, wait. It does look like we can barely make that jump. No, wait, never mind. We can't. Oh, this is really confusing now. I need to, like, look back a bit, actually, maybe. See where, actually, we need to go. I just realized we might have to go through the secret area from the back, actually. Oh, wait, no, hang on. The game doesn't tell us this, but there's a morph ball tunnel. Jeez, I almost said it for a second. That was weird. Morph ball tunnel, jeez. Incorrectly, man. I wonder why this was so hidden. Yeah, it's right here, dude. I'm so freaking blind, it's unreal, dude. Finally got up here. But yeah, remember this place? The space pirate place that we crashed at the literal beginning of the game? Yeah, it's here now. And now we have to go through it to get to our next major area. This, in my opinion, is the only real major area of Town Overworld. Because it's like its own completely different area. Some of these rooms feel familiar, because they probably will be. Need to go quite a while before we find anything now. The first thing we find is more turrets, as if we haven't seen enough of these guys already. We know what to do with them, just use 2 missiles. And then we'll find out that this door has no power. Time to start what I like to call the door has no power problems, because literally it seems like every door has this problem here. Yeah. Okay, now we can go through. But yeah, half of these doors, they don't have any power, and we need to scan stuff to get through them. Okay. Can actually just wait for these guys to go away, or we could just also dash through them instead. So we just met the Aqua Pirate, which is basically actually the Air Pirate again, but it's adapted exclusively for underwater combat. There's also another drone type we'll meet down here called the Aqua Drone. For some reason, these guys are even more tankier than their friends, the Flying Pirates. So once again, we're going to probably want to just use our... Oh my gosh, my nose is getting really itchy, man. Ugh, I hate when this happens. Jeez Louise. Hey, Yoshi, get a better nose next time, maybe. I mean that to Yoshi, literally. I meant to me. Okay, this door has no power, by the way. Oh, yeah, we need more. starts probably my more hated part of the game, because remembering that these conduits exist is kind of tricky, and unlike before, there's a lot more of them, so I generally like to just use this visor, because it's the only way we can lock onto them more accurately and shoot them easily. And now we can go through. But what? That didn't count? Man. Oh, there's a save station here, too, by the way. But of course, they had to put at least one of them. You might remember, because this is normally the first station you get in the whole game. It's right here, normally, before you fight the Parasite Queen. So, yeah. And so now we need to get in our energy tank, and then the Aqua Drone will be next to find after that. So we're going to go ahead and grab that once we go for this here area. And this one, we just need a missile to get through. It's pretty easy. We'll get the energy tank here. I believe it might be barely possible to get over here. And also, we see the Aqua Weeper again. We're gonna have to witch off of our regular beam just briefly, though. Also, I'm gonna actually have to do this in thermal. Because, yep, surprise, surprise, the door has no power again. Having to do pretty much the whole area, though, in this form is kind of awkward. At least you can see when the Reapers come out, but otherwise, these are kind of annoying to deal with. It could be very hard to figure out where to go in this form, but you kind of need it, because that's the only way you're going to find out the secret is. Also, I didn't show that, but this door kind of exploded, and yeah, take out that pirate right there. Sucks to be him. Oh, did we already open this? No, we didn't. I did my best to find as many as I could on the way up. I did miss one, though. Oh, man. My nose is so bad right now. It's more itchy than any time it's ever been itchy. I hate when this happens. We'll just slide down, I guess. Oh, it's one of the first ones we could have gotten. Yeah, basically below the area, in fact. Darn it. Now we have to climb all the way up again. This one's area is kind of tricky to remember and do fast. We may as well just keep the wave beam for the whole area. So yeah, this tower is easy to climb in this visor, but you need the thermal visor to even see where half of the other stuff is. Oh my gosh, I got stay off because I missed a jump like a dingus again. Now you see why I hate this area so much. It's the only area that really has any big tricky jumps, besides probably the last area and a few hours later. Okay, didn't miss that jump that time. Not like the dingus I am. Yeah, we finally got up. It's about time. Now let's move on. And, oh, dude, is this a different one? No. It's not until a completely different area that we find a different type of deterrent. Again, my nose is itching so badly. Hang on, I actually need to pause for a minute. This really is gonna bother me otherwise. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to put on some lotion and everything, but now I'm fine. So let's actually play the game now. This is a major area, by the way, we have to go do. I think it's not until later, but one of these will have a upgrade in it. But before we do that, we need to get rid of this Aqua drone first, which is gonna come and attack us. There we go, we got that done. And this door shows us that we can blow this open to reveal a missile expansion. Nice. And now, shocker, door has no power again. I'm gonna say that probably a lot of times, but almost every door here has no power. But what do you expect? This place crashed. It probably power at all. If anything, probably nothing. So we have to start it up again. Always decided to do the hard, dirty work for these pirates today. At least in getting them to actually move through the doors, that is. Okay, kind of forgot to go down, but we should be fine. There's only one more scan place left. This one's a little easy to miss. Help if I can actually hit these things. There we go. It's not until the next room that we see this. Once we do, we'll want to whip out our scan visor right away to get it. Oh, I guess first we need to get rid of these Aqua Pirates. Wow, they really grouped up really nicely there. We took all 3 of them out with one super missile. That's always nice. Now, hang on. I wasn't going to skin that. I was looking for the next thing here. Okay, hang on. Now we need to do the door has no power secret again. Alright. Okay, I need to really see where I'm going. I seem to have completely rotten where to go here. Now, okay. Now we're up. Should have expected this by now, but yeah, almost every door has to be powered, because it doesn't have any power otherwise. And even more Aqua Weepers to go through. Here's our Aqua sack. And more enemies just kind of get throwing up there. Oh yeah, wait, this is where we actually have to go. Okay, this part requires a little bit of trickery. Because of the underwater physics, we can actually gain height sort of infinitely. And if we use that enough times, we can get a tank. An energy tank, that is. But you have to do it kind of early to get it. Alright. Surprisingly, we got that in only a few tries. There's going to be a much harder thing to get with morph ball jumps later. Oh, okay, we just made that up in one jump. Okay. This is normally where we would first meet the seedling enemies. Like I said, you normally don't beat these until really late, so we get their scan kind of early as a result. Okay, that was mostly me not remembering which way to go there. Thankfully, we may have passed the longest part of the game that I know of. Like I said, going for that one area takes a long time. Definitely don't want to have to do that again. If we can, we're going to flip open this secret, so we now are able to go back to that. For fun, we're just going to quickly go back and hit this ice area. This is also just a save that to ensure that we know that this tunnel is working. So that's the other teleporter we could have taken it. That will become useful in the future, just not right now, because we actually have to go to another new area. And this will actually be the main area we go to next. First I need to pause, though. Mostly this is just to check that I got everything here. Missing anything in any form in the... Geez, I cannot speak. The Sunken Frigate is what that area is called. Takes a long time to get back to. But otherwise, yeah. This next zone is going to be much more dangerous in comparison, though. It's also the last major area we'll explore, actually, in the entire game. Phazon Mines. Yeah, we have to finally go to that place. That's the only really, truly dangerous area, besides beginning of Chozo Ruins. And the start of this area has some radiation. And, by the way, the narrator mentions that, too, if you're playing in the Japanese version, or playing with the narration enabled like we set at before. It's not actually that annoying, so I have it on because it's fun. In fact, this almost entire area is focused almost exclusively on some platforming and otherwise mainly combat more than anything. A lot of it is just going to be fight after fight after fight after fight, and it just gets really annoying. The first setup of this, though, is our first really big danger area. This is our first area where, like, legit, if you don't know what you're doing, you will probably get game over the first time you play this game. But for starters, we're going to go ahead and scan our first unique enemy type here, the Mega Turret. Strangely, they don't fall to the ice turret. In fact, they take 3 full shots to defeat, which is really annoying. There's also even stronger pirates to fight here now, but before we can even find them, we need to get access to their area. Strangely, if you go a specific way, they won't even attack, but we don't really have much of a choice. This is our only way we are supposed to come. Alright. Oh, my nose is still continuing to itch. I literally just put lotion on it no more than a few minutes ago, and it continues to itch. I thought I froze this guy, but apparently not. We're going up top first, mostly because, well, not only do we have to open most of the gateways, but there's a missile expansion we want to get here first. But to get it, we need to... Surprise, surprise, give more power to the crane again. I've seen this enough times. And yeah, we're mostly just going here to get this missile expansion, and then we're probably gonna save because the next save point isn't until a very long time into the mines. That's why I suggest a 30-minute limit, because this one area takes a long time to go through. Maybe the most massive area in the game. We have to go through it multiple times. But first we need to go all the way to the end here. For some reason the game does not let you unmorph here. I think in earlier versions you could, but not now. So we actually have to drop all the way off of the platform before we can finally stand here. And then the only other thing we're going to do is disable the shields, of course. The secondary one, and disable the primary one, which actually lets us make progress. And before we could even do any of that, though, we need to go now and save the game, and this time call it quits a little bit earlier this time, because, yeah. Like I said, this area is really long. It's one of the few places where you have to go a very long time without getting a save point, so again, big risk of getting game over here. If we game over in this next section, we probably will not share the video, just so we do not have to deal with it. In our areas, I might not cut it out, though, so depending on game over, we might show it. But other than that, though, we just got the mega turret, and the only thing we need now is the enemies in the next area. But since we did just finish this part, we should probably just wrap it up here. Our scan definitely jumped up a lot, though. It's all the way up to 80% now. Now most of the other stuff that's missable is final bosses, some other secrets, and other stuff. Other than that, I guess I will say everything in the impact crater is missable, since you only go for there one time, but it has only just the free scans. I say free in that there's also a force scan you're supposed to get there, but you can actually get that earlier too. We didn't get any extra logbook entries for this one, but that's mostly because a good majority of them are now in phase on mines. So we'll find most of those here, and if we do happen to miss one, which we probably still will, I'm not sure if my guide even shows off all of them anyway. I think it does, but it might not. There's technically other items we can also go back for, but it's more efficient to just do it later when you have the power bombs. Which is why we're here now. We have enough energy tanks anyways. I think we'll be just barely fine. We just need to play this area a lot more careful than normal. This is one area you're definitely gonna have to take out most of the enemies. Okay, that's done. Research, we only got a little bit more, but we'll show anyways. We just have the 2 of those now, and no other artifacts, because we haven't been doing artifact collection, because we need a lot of items before we can start doing that. But pretty soon we will be doing that a lot. Alright. On that note, that is actually going to be the end of this episode. We're almost at 50% item completion. Get to it pretty soon now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe for some more content. I'll see you guys in the next video where we hopefully traverse through the phase on mines successfully. Until then, see you guys later. Bye.